Wow. In short, I cried. Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of Littlefoot on 10, The Great Long-Neck Migration, that came out in 2003, and has another new voice for Littlefoot. His voice is like the earlier one that changes multiple times, and I will say, I don't feel like he was the best one, but he still did a good job. But yes, this is the 10th movie, and first of all, I do want to apologize how late this review is. I haven't been in a great headspace for a while, but anyway, let's get on with this very late review. So this is the 10th movie, so surely by now, it definitely can't be good, right? I even said the magic is gone. What I love about these movies is just gone. But can they bring that back? Well, as I said, this movie made me cry. Well, tear up quite a bit at least, so how did it do that? Well, let me tell you. So of course, narration, duh. And then there's that CGI again, which by now I've not only gotten used to, but it is looking that bit better. I think generally because now like everything is just made of CGI, like now even like the dinosaurs are pretty much, like there's like a lot of CGI dinosaurs now. And in general, they just got it that little bit better at it. I mean, you would think so by now. So it does work for this one. So surprise surprise, the world is inhabited by dinosaurs. Wow, who knew? But then ones that float, like I was trying to drink and suddenly they're floating and comical spitting out of water happens, like, what? What just happened? What am I watching? What? Did I take some drugs or something? But like at the same sort of time, he does say ones that dream. So it's a dream Littlefoot is happening, and that's very obvious, but it just happens a split second before he says it and really caught me off guard. And I was just like, oh no, what am I in for? Though they call what's happening a sleep story, not a dream, which I swear they have called them dreams before, but I may be wrong on that one. So yeah, it's a really weird, trippy dream, and then something with the sun I will get into later. I did notice something as well, as I mentioned, with them going full CGI and such. Everything does look nice in this movie. Like, they do good lighting and such with the characters. It feels accurate to their environment. It's just nice to look at with some good backgrounds. I just wanted to mention that. So we do see Littlefoot eyeing how the sun like it's his mortal enemy, but he doesn't really understand why. He explains to the others he had a weird sleep story, which Sarah replies with, I don't have any sleep stories. Sleep stories are for babies. Like, what the actual hell? Who says that? Who says dreams are for babies? I get it's her character to say that, but not even bullies say that. Can you just, like, imagine? Huh, this guy dreams. Huh, what a nerd. What a baby he is dreaming. Yeah, you do too? No, I don't dream. Dreaming is for babies. No, it's natural. Everyone does it. Not me, because I'm a big boy. Like, yeah, what? And so because like Sarah is just like, yeah, I don't have them. Littlefoot says she had a dream where like Sarah destroyed like some big rocks, and so she gets all excited like, yeah, I could do that. And so once head first into a walk, which doesn't break, and then she was like, yeah, I'm gonna go home. So Littlefoot is like, I didn't mean for her to hurt her head. Sure, Littlefoot, sure, you little sadistic dinosaur, you. So during the night, now Grandpa sees Littlefoot is having trouble sleeping. Well, it turns out he and Grandma are having trouble sleeping too, and have been having the same weird dream as Littlefoot. And they feel some kind of need to go somewhere. They feel a need to leave, so they decide to go on a journey. Where? Who knows? Because, like, they don't. But Littlefoot is pretty excited to go on a journey with them. Littlefoot tells the others about his adventure, and they all sing about him going on an adventure. And at one point it says, like, mud, but no, it's a river of blood. That's definitely a big river of blood. Let's be real here. That's blood. That's a lot of blood. That's not mud. Honestly, I really like this song. Very toe-tapping and made me bob my head a few times. And they used like the 3D CGI stuff effectively. But during the song, the others mentioned wanting to go on an adventure too. They want to go adventuring with their friend. After the song, I like Grandpa just like sticking his head down above the trees. It was kind of just like a really cool shot Saltoria was. It was a neat little perspective. So then, yeah, Littlefoot and grandparents quite suddenly leave without much of a goodbye, honestly. It kind of did happen fast, so yeah, they leave, no idea where they're going, and end up in a swamp-looking area. Littlefoot almost gets eaten by a gator, but it's okay, it gets stopped to death by another long neck, which Littlefoot is all like, wow, Like, wow, I've never seen one of those before. Okay. But that'll be explained later. It's just at this point it is a little weird. And so they fake her, but then this dino, Sue her name, is like, oh, it's okay, it was fun. What's the point of having big feet if you don't step on bad guys? I think she's a macro who likes stepping on people. Well, we know her fetish. But as they leave together, we see the gator is still alive. She did enjoy it though, which is what concerns me. Time passes and the night shot here is really nice. The animation here is really quite beautiful, I have to say. But so, okay, Sue also mentions that she is like the tallest one and used to looking down on people, and so she wants to find someone who she could like look up to. So that's what it was, is that she was just like a lot taller than like all the other long necks, and so Littlefoot hasn't seen one that big before. She also mentions that she has the same dream and same need to go somewhere. During that same night, Sarah has a bad dream about Littlefoot returning home and getting showered and loved, but like she hates it. I'm so confused by this, but I guess, you know, that's obviously Sarah, but like it's still a bit of an odd scene. But so she decides to go get everyone and go find out what kind of adventure Littlefoot is happening. They're able to follow for big dinosaurs leaving big footmarks, and for some reason in the same shot she says that after they go get Petrie, there's footprints all outside Petrie's place, and it's really weird. Like, I get the visual, but outside his place is just a bit odd. Like, did they go through there? I doubt it. It's weird. In the morning, Littlefoot and the others have more long necks all around them. And yeah, there's a lot of them all around. And they used a lot of CGI on dinosaurs here, but it's not terrible though. Noticeable? Yeah. But again, not terrible like it could have been. The others end up in the swamp, and the gators just get so annoyed with her talking and attacks, which was kind of funny. But then like everything goes all weird because it's like a scary scene, but whatever. They defeat it and continue. Running this time as fast as they can and end up napping once they get to the other side of the swamp. After that, Littlefoot wakes up to see a whole bunch of dinosaurs all around him, and they stop and get Littlefoot to climb up high in the trees, and we get this lovely face. And so they believe they have made it to where they are going. So the others end up sleeping next to a sharp tooth, thinking it was just a walk, and only noticing once it starts snoring after Spike snoring, so Sarah can yell at him and then be shocked that, oh no, it was actually a sharp tooth. Like, good going snoring on cue like that. They get attacked, but get away and also be an older longneck named Pat. So Littlefoot and the others did make it to where they felt a need to go, and it's just full of longneck. Sue even meets up with like an even taller longneck, so she's happy. Boy, she really does like size difference, huh? So the new area seems to be like a crater, as Littlefoot describes it, as like a big hole. But yeah, now they're just living here, like they did just migrate to some random locations from an odd dream they had. It is just a little odd how they're treating it. As Littlefoot's walking around, we see a mean-looking green longneck kid who Littlefoot doesn't see and gets tripped over by. Like, wow, what a dick. But funnily enough, his name is Shorty. And some dinosaur later named Bon comes over and is like, what happened, Shorty? Shorty says that Littlefoot stepped on his tail on purpose, but Big Dinosaur Dude ain't having it. It's like, after you tripped him over. So he makes Shorty apologize, and Shorty walks off, and so then Bon introduces himself, and only says when he was little, he was called Littlefoot. So like, a long-neck parents' dicks, and give their children stupid names like Shorty because they're small, and it's not only when they start growing when they give them their real names. So like, will like the grandparents give Littlefoot a name once he starts growing up? But like, I really don't think he'll not ever change it. He'll always be Littlefoot because his friends would constantly tease him and just constantly call him Littlefoot. But anyway, this is where things start to get really interesting. Grandpa comes along and spoiler alert, like yes, spoiler alert, if you really don't want to find out this massive spoiler, just finish the review here, give me likes and all that kind of stuff. But Grandpa recognizes Braun, and Braun calls him Papa Longneck. Grandpa says that Braun is Littlefoot's father. Holy crap. What? Holy crap. Okay, now I'm intrigued. What the hell? This came out of nowhere. But made me interested for sure, like, wow, yeah, he has never been mentioned before. I never even thought about it. So this kind of just hit me so hard, like, oh my god, it's his dad. And when Littlefoot hears that, he just, like, runs off, like, not knowing what to think. And it's like, yeah, dude, I feel ya. I don't know what to think. We then see the others, and they get helped by the old long neck they bumped into earlier to get across on like a strong flowing water. Which like he has to like jump over, and that was kind of funny because it's just like we haven't really seen long necks move like that too much, so that was kind of funny and like really nicely animated. After doing so, he mentions that he too had like a dream, and so they're pretty sure they're going the same way and join up. So Littlefoot's off crying, wondering where his dad has been this whole time, as he comes and explains what has happened. So before Littlefoot was born, but knowing he was on the way, Bourne left to go find a new, better place to live. But as he returned, the Earthquakes had destroyed everything, and which was like, yeah, the plot of like the first sort of movie. And everyone had left where they originally lived. So Bourne searched for them, eventually finding out what happened with the Sharptooth and Littlefoot's mother. But he kept on searching. He really wanted to find his son. Eventually coming across Shorty, who had like a bunch of other baby long necks with him that he was protecting. So they followed Bourne and depended on him, and eventually others joined him, but soon enough, he was a leader of a herd. And that's just kind of how it's been for the last whatever so amount of time. He's just been the leader of a herd. Then we get a song talk about how great it is to have a dad. The song is sung okay, like it's not like the best kind of song, it's just one of those kind of songs that appear in these movies. It's more so the visual storytelling happening during a song, that is nice, and so it gets a pass. But we see Shorty is jealous and feels alone, and Bourne says that most of the others were adopted but not Shorty. So it's kind of telling you how this story will go, honestly. Shorty we see likes smacking rocks with his tail and smacks rocks into Littlefoot's face. Like, dude, chill. Even Bourne just like looks at him and Littlefoot and him just wander off together. While the others crossing a lava area, poor old dude gets his foot burned and like, ow! It looks really painful. And I appreciate the kids don't want to leave without him too, because he's just like, oh, just go ahead without me. But like, he is hurt after all, and like can't really move too fast. And even Sarah wants to stay with him. And that's like really hits you in the feels. Like, yeah, they actually just wait with him, and he is so happy about it, and it's just so wholesome. Because he is, like, traveling on his own, he's like an old dinosaur, so I guess it's like he might not really have a herd or friends and such, and then, like, he's with these guys, and, like, they're making him happy, and it's just so adorable, I love it. He also, like, mentions a story with his son, like, about the moon being jealous and covered up the sun, but then threw it down to Earth, where the long necks used their long necks to grab it and throw it back up. So maybe you're talking about a comet, maybe like a solar eclipse? I don't know, but I am very intrigued though, so it's got that going for it. Basically, there is this ominous thing that's going to happen, and in the next scene, Bourne and Littlefoot are wondering what's happening too, and me, the audience, is as well. What will happen? This is interesting, I do say. So Bourne mentions, what does Littlefoot want to do now? Like, his dad doesn't want to lose him again, and so he wants to stay with him, but again, whatever happens, they have to return to their herd in the end, and he is a leader of a herd, and so he can't go back to Littlefoot's herd, because he has his own. So, will Littlefoot stay with his grandparents, or stay with his dad? Though during the night, he does go and sleep down with his grandfather, and it's honestly a nice scene with Grandpa waking up and noticing, and saying along the lines of, like, we just want you to be happy, and no matter what, we'll always love you, no matter where you are. It's like that do hit me in the feels, and it's just a nice scene. But later on in the night, Littlefoot goes to sleep with Bourne, but then sees Shorty walking away, sadly leaving the area. So of course he follows to find out what, if he's okay. Littlefoot catches up to him, and Shorty is quite sad. And so Littlefoot mentions, well, maybe we can just be like brothers. And Shorty is happy about that, and so that's nice to see. Then suddenly Petrie comes out of nowhere, and we hear loud footsteps and think it's the old dude with the others. But no, it's a Sharptooth. The others do randomly appear running away for him, and Pat is there as well, coming and attacking with Sharptooth. His foot's still in bad shape, so he's unable to really fight. So others won, they realise they can't just run, he's our friend. So with Shorty flinging rocks with his tails a lot, he flicks rocks at the Sharptooth to distract him and hurt him and all that. Bourne hears and comes down to protect the kids, admittedly putting up a pretty sweet manoeuvre. They take him out, but there's more than one. Two more show up, and the other one ends up waking up. So now Grandpa comes down to fight, and then Grandma too, which is a first, but pretty great. She even knocks one of them out. Also, I like it's like a bunch of long necks, yet it's the old dudes taking them out. Honestly, it's all a pretty great tense scene. But then shit starts happening, the sky starts to darken as the moon covers up the sun, and well, it's a solar eclipse. Whatever is happening, the long necks understand and surround the crater they are in, making a giant circle around it as an eclipse-like event happens. But then, like, we see all these rocks start flying everywhere down, which scares off the shark teeth. The Longnecks close their eyes and lift up their necks to catch the sun like the story goes. And, well, in the end, nothing happens. Like, what was it? I get that dinosaurs don't understand science and eclipse and stuff, but, like, why have a dream and all that? Like, huh? So, I do love Sarah is like, I don't believe it. Longnecks saved the world. This is gonna kill my dad. That's pretty funny. That's a funny line. Because, like, yeah, they do think that they managed to do something. And now everyone's going home. And Pat, the old dude, has got to leave. But the others want him to come stay with them in the Great Valley. And he seems, like, really happy. And he's just so... And it's just so heartwarming. But the others, like, really want him to come home with him. I really love this, honestly. And so, yeah, he ends up going with them. So I kind of hope he actually does appear in the future movies. Because I like the old dude. I just like his friendship with them. And then, like, Sue is happy with the taller long neck she found and is going to go off to live with him instead of going back to her own herd. She's going off with him. But now Littlefoot is struggling on what to do, if he should go with his dad or with his grandparents. And then they start singing it. Sometimes friends have to leave, but they'll never forget each other and always be friends. It's a very wholesome song. I started to tear up a little. So he does say his goodbyes, and he is leaving with his father, but then says that he made his decision. He isn't ready to leave his friends just yet. Since I came all this way to find him, which really does show how much I love him, and says that his grandparents need him. But it's okay, because Bron has Shorty. He may have been looking for his son, but he found one after all. So he isn't completely alone then. I guess, like, Littlefoot now has, like, an adopted brother. So, in the end, Littlefoot returns home with his grandparents, but narrator says that him and his dad do go on plenty of adventures together when he's older, so it's not truly the last time he sees him. And in the end, I did cry. Like, for a good while after this, I have to admit. Or at least my eyes were just, like, really teary for a good 10 minutes or so after watching this movie. This movie reminds me of why I love The Land Before Time. This was a worthy sequel. It truly feels like a Land Before Time movie. Sure, the whole dream thing ended up just being an eclipse, and, like, what was even the point of it all? Like, seriously, what was it even about? It looked as though, like, maybe it was like a comet that came down and destroyed the area originally, so maybe that has something to do with it? I really don't know. Maybe it's not really meant to be thought about too hard. It is like the driving force of the movie, of, like, getting the characters to this location and everything, but it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I guess maybe you don't think about it too much in a real-world scenario of what an eclipse is. Maybe it really does need long necks to lift it up, you know? It is one of those kids movie things. But goddamn, if it didn't hit me in the feels, that suddenly, bam, that's his dad. Like I said, I was not expecting that at all. This movie, to me, honestly, is a solid 8 out of 10 foxes. Like, yeah, as I said, I started crying for a couple of minutes after watching this movie. It really hit me, and I did not expect that to happen in the 10th movie. But again, it reminded me of why I love this series. I never expected to see his dad, like, it never even crossed my mind. But overall, it was just really well done as well. The songs were nice, the animation was pretty decent, it had some really nice scenes in there. The fight in the end was good. The comedy was good as well. I actually laughed quite a few times. It was actually quite good. It just had, like, an overall really nice feel to the whole movie. Thank you to this movie for making me... Thank you to this movie for reminding me of why I love this series. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for how late it is. I will try to get around to the others. I will. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a like. And subscribe to our channel, because I'll love you if you do. Hit that bell icon, and this fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now. Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of The Land Before Time 10. I have 8 fingers. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. We also get a scene where, like, Littlefoot is like, well, I dreamed of just bleh. And so they do fake her, then this dino, I said dino? Yeah, I don't know. I'm only noticing as it starts snoring after Spike snoring. And I only notice, So the others ended up sleeping next to a sharp tooth, thinking it was just like a walk. So the others ended up sleeping next to a sharp tooth, thinking it was just a walk, and only noticing once it starts snoring after Smikes. And only noticing once it starts snoring after Spike's snort. Spike. That's a little tongue twister there. Snoring after Spike's snoring. Little bit of a tongue twister. And only noticing once it starts snoring after Spike's. But we do see Shorty is jealous. It feels a lord. I don't know why I said it like that, but I did.